I grew up in a ranching family. I've been riding horses since I was probably 2 years old. I wanted to go into law enforcement because I wanted to help people. I was always that person when I saw bad things happening on the news or wherever. I wanted to be there to be a part of stopping it, part of making a difference in that area. That was what got me into law enforcement with the Tucson Police Department. I started there a little over 10 years ago. As my career developed, I started becoming more and more aware that human trafficking and sex trafficking wasn't just kids being kidnapped and taken across international borders, that it was something that was happening right here to our youth in the U.S. And a lot of it is more brainwashing, manipulation, and exploiting youth that are vulnerable. And seeing that reality just pulled on my heartstrings, to see that a child, their joy and their innocence being ripped from them by the evils of this world is just heartbreaking. And it made me angry. The Lord really just gave me a heart for it. And so I started gearing my whole career towards human trafficking. A mentor of mine had mentioned, maybe we could you could build a ranch someday. But once I got into the human trafficking unit, I saw that this is something that needed to happen now, that these girls, they need a home to fully recover from all the mental health issues and the brainwashing and manipulation that goes on in their lives at such a young age. There was this girl that I was talking to that was in a trafficking situation. She was barely 18 or 19 years old, and she was kicked out by her family, and so she was a vulnerable youth on her own trying to make it in this world, and unfortunately someone found her and took advantage of that, and she was being trafficked. When I was interviewing her, you could see that she did not see her pimp as her captor or someone who was taking advantage of her. She saw him as her boyfriend and someone that loved her, because her life, she had had abuse in the home, in the background, and she didn't know what the love looked like, what that was supposed to mean. And it wasn't until I started educating her from someone else's perspective, kind of a 101 training on what trafficking looked like. You could see, starting to realize and starting to register that was happening to her. And that is just, that is a lot of what these girls face, is just not necessarily a physical prison, but a mental jail of sorts, where they don't see that they're being victimized. They see this person as taking care of them and giving them a home and promising them a future. This is a $1 billion industry, so it's the second largest growing criminal industry in the world next to drugs. And I think if it was easier to track, I think you could say that it was number one. People are realizing that there's a lot of money to be made off of children, and it's disgusting and unfortunate. But that is the battle that we're up against, and that's why Beauty from Ashes is here to bridge the gap and to provide a long-term care facility for these children that are being affected. To just provide them that opportunity to heal, to be loved, to have a hope for a better future and a brighter future, and giving them all the tools and resources to do that. And I personally believe in the healing power of Jesus Christ. I know that through my own personal life and relationship with Him, He can take a tragedy and turn it into something beautiful. He can take our ashes and things that are destructive for us and turn it into something for His good. And I've seen that time and time again through my own life and through survivors and people that have overcome the sex trafficking world, how God has worked in their life and how He is using them to touch other people's lives. And I know that Beauty from Ashes can provide that for these girls through equine therapy, counseling, education, gardening. I want to provide them the opportunity to be a kid again and to restore some of the innocence that was lost and give them the ability to dream and make plans for a brighter future. You can pray for us. Our organization and these girls need a lot of prayer. You can become a volunteer. You can go on our website, beautyfromashesranch.org, and you can volunteer. We have a gala in September that we would love for you to attend. You can be a table ambassador or a sponsor, and the opportunities for that are also on our website. And then you can donate. We need the money. If you feel called to this ministry and you have the ability to help us financially, that's where we're at right now. We're in the fundraising stages to get this built and operational. The gala is September 6th here in Tucson, Arizona at Star Pass Marriott. I am Sarah, and I am Scarred Beautiful.